What's going on, people? Welcome to the Watch Along. I'm Diyar. I'm joined by Hambo here to run you through Palace's game against Chelsea in the Premier League. Hambo, thank you for joining me. And thank you to everyone who else has joined us in the chat. Let us know who's here so I can see CPFC fan, Palace fan, Mark Drew. There's lots of people who's here and probably will join us soon as well. Hambo, Palace versus Chelsea. How are you feeling after the Everton 1-1 result?
Look, I mean, there's no two ways about it. It was a better performance against Everton, wasn't it? But that doesn't necessarily make me optimistic for today. I think they've been very good under Thomas Tuchel. I think he's been, a bit of a breath of fresh air from them since Lampard went. And, they look a really strong team, but they have the occasional weird result, don't they? If you look at the West Brom game where they lost 5-2, there's clearly problems there that can be exploited, but we're not a team that really looks to exploit problems, are we? With other teams, we just kind of like to play our game and see what happens. And let's face it, when we played them last time, it's the same. It's the same thing I'm expecting this time. Their quality, I'm expecting to tell if we give them confidence and give them belief, which we tend to do. So, I'm nervous today because I think we saw a positive result after a long break. We got a good point against Everton, and some of the football was better than we've seen of late. But I think this is a very different game, a very different test. And but we've gone with the same team.
Exactly. And I think, looking back at the Everton game, there was lots of optimism after it because of how we got a point, how we made some positive substitution. But looking at it as a whole, and I'm trying to be real here and not lie, I am not as optimistic in this game. If you're looking at throughout the game, there was a reason why Vicente was man of the match against Everton because he saved us on many occasions. And on another day, it could have been a whole different result. But we made some positive substitutions, different tests against Chelsea. They're coming off a 5-2 loss against West Brom. I don't know how on earth you concede 5 goals against West Brom after we played them and they struggled to have shots against us. But that happened. But that happened after Thiago Silva got sent off. And, in this game, 11 versus 11, they might be motivated as well. They should be motivated because they've still got a challenge of finishing the top 4. As I said, different test.
Yeah, no, it is a different test. And as you say, the West Brom thing, I think there was a sending off in that game clearly, but also desperation starting to kick in for them. The manager doesn't want to lose his, non-relegated record, so he'll be desperate to push them on. And it just goes to show you when you play with a degree of intensity that we often lack, that you can get good results. Excuse me. But I mean, look at it today. We know how we're going to set up. We know how we're going to play. And I suppose the only exciting thing that we've got to look at today is that little check to the bench. Of course, Batshuayi is not available. James McCarthy's come in there, but Hannon's dropped out, and we've got Jezran Raksaki in there.
Yeah, Raksaki's on the bench, and I'll be honest. Looking at Twitter, you would think that he would be starting. That's how much we're looking forward to the guy to play. But realistically, I don't think he's going to come on. Looking at the bench, there's probably going to be other experienced players who come on if there was any subs. But good to see him get rewarded by Roy. Clearly, he's been watching youth team, which Roy has been doing for a long time. And let's see what he does on the bench. And hopefully this gives him a bit of motivation as well. Watching these first team players sit on a bench in a Premier League game, you might want to push further now. You might want to stay concentrated, and hopefully it works out for him. I'm excited for him, but it would have been better, of course, to see him play at some point. I'm not too sure that will happen. But yeah, you've liked him as well.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. I mean, he's kicked on massively the second half of the academy season. The way he plays, there's no sense in denying that it's reminiscent of Zaha, is it? The way he sort of drives at defences. Of course, it's very different to do that under 23 and under 18 level than it is at first team level. But I like it when a young player gets a chance because he won't know fear at the moment. If you chuck him on, he'll just play his natural game, and that's why Wilf's the player he is, for example, because he's never really lost that. He's always had that same confidence and the same exuberance about his skill. So I think it'd be an interesting thing. But it's what we go back to talk about. How frustrated we were when people weren't getting spots on the bench, and Roy was like, "Well, I'm not going to use them, so why would I put a young player on the bench?" He's done it now. Now we're safe, and I don't really understand. Yeah,
it
well,
must mean something for the player, for him to actually put him on the bench. I mean, Hannon was on the bench as well, but he didn't play at all. But clearly Roy's seen something of him. He's talked about him in the pre-match press conference as well, saying how he's highly rated and it's going to be a very good player in the future for Palace. So there's something in there. The club can see it. Roy can see it. But we'll see if he has any chance today against Chelsea. Highly unlikely. I think, I don't think it's going to happen. But chat, let us know what you think about the game. Are you as optimistic as others are? Are you a bit cautious like I am? Let us know what you think in the chat. But what was you going to say, Amber?
Well, I was just going to say, to me, probably I wouldn't expect to see him if the game is, if we're winning the game, if we're drawing the game, or if we're, one goal down. But I would expect Roy to chuck him on and give him a few minutes if the game's dead and gone. If we get to sort of 80 minutes or something like that, I think there's not really an excuse not to play him, and I will be annoyed if we don't chuck him on for those 10 minutes if it doesn't seem to matter. But we got an alarming number of weird Chelsea fans in the chat, dear. I don't know if you're aware of that. We've got Roy Hodgson won't save you, lads. I'm sorry. Well, we're not getting relegated. He has. I'm not his biggest fan, Ali, but yeah, he has saved us. Anyway, so yeah, bit dumb, really, aren't they?
Well, there's always going to be opposition fans here, but I'll keep an eye out for that. And it'll be funny if we score in the first 5 minutes and then they're all shut. But then, of course, it might backfire as well. But unchanged from the Everton game as well. There are a couple of professionals. Well, not couple. There's been lots of experienced players on the bench. But it seemed like Roy was happy with that performance. And when you're looking back at it, I mean, the first half was pretty poor in terms of shots and also conceding chances. Everton had a few chances from our mistakes. But in the second half, it changed and Palace went forward. Palace were attacking. We had numbers there. How do you think Roy's going to approach this one in particular? Do you think we'll see more of a first half type of performance or second half type of performance? Or is the same thing going to happen against Everton?
You know what it was going to be. I mean, I really hope we start the game with the intensity that we started the second half against Everton. Even though we conceded first up, I still think if we come out with that attitude, I'll be a lot happier. But what I'm expecting to see is the usual, get into two banks of four very quickly. Are you playing more as a right back? That kind of stuff. It's, I think we're not going to come out and try and attack Chelsea from the off at all, are we? We're going to sit back, let them have the ball, try and stifle the space and see how we do. And it's not the worst tactic in the world, right? But it is when you do it every week against every opponent. And that's why we've been getting frustrated. But no, I don't think I'm not expected to see anything expansive. I think Roy would be delighted to get in at 0-0 at half time and then see where we go from there. But look, they're a good team, but they are fallible. They have faults. And let's see if we can at least try to exploit some of those in the first half.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of comments come in. Jacob says, I'm just going to say I live in the States and have my entire life. And for some reason, I've become a Palace fan. Crazy how that works. You're not the only one. We've got T, who comes on a live fan cams. We've got Pat. We've got Stan. There's so many people from that side of the country. Not only that side, there's people from Asia as well who support Palace. I don't know how you got into it, but waking up early to watch these kind of performances, I mean, I can feel it because I watch NBA and I have to stay up till 4 a.m. to watch my shit Spurs play. So watching Palace play around 7 a.m. in the morning and the first thing of your weekend, I don't know how you do it. But, it's Palace and it's part of the roller coaster, to be fair. So all views, Palace opposition views, all views, Palace opposition are views. If Chelsea fans don't hear that, I don't know. I think they're talking about the Chelsea players there, but they're talking about Werner. Werner isn't playing. That's a negative. No, I mean, a couple months ago or when he first joined Chelsea, you think that'll be a positive, but that's a negative. And looking at Chelsea lineup, which player stands out to you? They got Mason Mount there. They got Havertz. So they got a decent squad as well. Ben Chilwell, Hudson-Odoi. It seems like they're playing three at the back as well.
I'll tell you what bothers me the most really is Jorginho. And I know he doesn't get too many of the plaudits, but every time we've played them of late, we don't get close to him in the midfield. And if you don't get close to him in the midfield, he just dictates the whole game for them. The number, I can't remember off the top of my head what the stats were, but I think the number of passes he made in the last game we played him, I think probably was more than the majority of our team put together. He just acts as that kind of carrier, that sort of deep lying playmaker, if you want to use Football Manager isms. He is a very, very important player for them if you allow him to be. But he's not fast. It's a little bit like Luka. If you put Luka under pressure, we've seen it every week the last few games, haven't we? Where he's put him under pressure, he gets caught on the ball, makes a stupid pass, that kind of stuff. But he's a really, really talented player, and you just need to get at him because he doesn't have the pace to get away from you. But we always let him play, and like I say. But you expect that they've got an excellent manager. They're a very, very strong team, and we know we've got to be at our best to get anything. And even if we are at our best, if they play to their potential, it's gonna be a really tough game. But we shouldn't be scared of it.
If you're watching this on Facebook and Twitter, also head over to our YouTube channel. We'll be live only there once the game kicks off, which is about to be anytime now. So get ready for that. And score predictions. Chat. Let us know your score predictions. I'll start off with you, Hambo. Palace, Chelsea. Palace at home against the Chelsea side who just lost 5-2 against West Brom out of all teams. How do you see this one go?
Unfortunately, I've got to go a little bit negative and say I think 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0? I was thinking 3-0 Chelsea.
You're going 3, are you?
3. Yeah, I'm going 3-0 Chelsea. Oh, geez. Ali says 6-1 to Chelsea. But then again, I think he's with Chelsea, so I don't know.
He does support Chelsea. He's having a bit of a... Maybe he's talking to himself.
2-1 Chelsea. Mark Drew says 3-1, I think, to Chelsea. So everyone's saying Chelsea. Like, I thought people would be more optimistic than this. But there's going to be a minute of silence now for Prince Phillips, who passed away yesterday. So we'll just wait for that.
Whistle, it says on the screen now. That should be the end of it, I think.
Yeah, I swear that's been like a good 5 minutes.
It's about 3.5 minutes silence. I mean, everyone's still got their heads bowed, but I think that's enough silence for us.
All right, cool. First of all, before we kick off, Andy, I just want to say one thing. You're not going to win shit, all right? You're not going to win anything in the Champions League. I just want to say that. And in this game, you might beat us, but just know that you're not doing nothing, all right? Let's move on from that.
Diyar, can we take Ali out of the chat? He's used a bit of a vile slur towards me, and I wasn't scratching, guys. I was rubbing somebody else's foot. Thanks very much.
Jeez, man, this guy is a little fucking waste, man. He's talking shit. I would have kept him there, but he was annoying me. At the end. Luke says, Luke was about Ali. Anyways, Kaiser says, hey lads, I'm not confident we could lose 9-0. Jeez, yeah. There's so much optimism going on right now on the stream, I'll be honest.
You'll have to see it.
Is there still a minute silence?
No. I mean, I think I'm probably ahead of you, aren't I? So we might need to sync up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sync up, but it's still almost. How is it meant to be a minute?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Nah,
but I'm just watching Jorginho, who again I think will be a thorn in our side today.
Yeah,
there you go. It was a 2-minute silence. Thank you, David, for letting us know.
Oh yeah,
that made sense because it was weird.
Yeah, I thought it was a minute. I thought it was a minute silence, but yeah. All right, Gary Cahill's there facing his old team. 7 trophies with them. Let's go. Come on, Palace. Come on. Yeah. Let's get something out of this game.
So I did mean to ask you earlier. Just before the minute silence happened, I was going to ask you, Jordan Ayew got taken off in the last game, right? So he's been starting right midfield, playing as an out and out right wide. Almost not a winger even, is he? He's doing more of a defensive job as a narrow kind of right-sided midfielder. And I thought when he went off and Jeffrey Schlupp came on, we were significantly better. So why would you, given that he seems to be there to do the hard work, to go back and win fouls in our own area, that kind of stuff. But do you see that as a sensible choice, given that Jeff came off the bench and made such an impact?
Jeff should have started. He should have started. There's no ifs and buts. I think Ayew, it was good going back defensively, which might be effective in this game because he's going to have to do a lot of defending with lots of, I think they've got basically 4 or 5 attacking players at least with 2 in midfield. So he might be effective, but I still would have put Jeff in, especially on the counter-attack because they're going to be going for so much. I would have put on Jeff for Ayew, but I understand why he hasn't changed it because he was happy with the last 15 minutes and everyone got caught up in that. The last 15, 20 minutes we were attacking. So I understand why Roy hasn't changed it.
I'm going to pause at 1 minute. I'm going to pause at 1 minute 5.
1 minute 5, right then.
1 minute 5. Just give me a shout when you get there.
All right, cool. Let me see if I can find a better one. We'll let you know when I synced up at 1 minute 5. Jeez. Are you watching on Sky Sports Premier League?
Of course.
All right, cool. So I think I'm like a bit further behind today. I don't know why.
Okay, so minute 5. I've got a very good picture of Thomas Tuchel on my screen. He's looking very. It's like he's having a difficult poo. Where I paused it, I'll be honest.
All right.
So the quicker you get there, the better, really. So yeah,
I'm back there. So 1 minute now. 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There we go.
He's speaking to himself. I don't know why.
Now synced.
Let's see. Yeah, we're synced up now. Come on, let's see what happens in this game.
Straight up, you can see Chelsea are very much pressing us in our own, third of the pitch, which again I never like to see. But yeah, a bit of pressure coming in there, but got that ball away well.
Yeah, Eze on the ball now, but yeah, it's going to be. Lost the ball there. Diyar was pressured, gave it back to Chelsea. It's going to be that type of game. We have to be fast. We haven't got, fast on the ball. We haven't got that much time. They'll be on us. They've got numbers in midfield, numbers in attack. So, yeah, they'll be closing us down. Maybe long balls might be effective today into the flank.
I mean, possession-wise, Roy, obviously, as we laughed about when we did the podcast, started talking about possession being a stat that we needed to pay attention to all of a sudden because we had a decent spell. But, in this game, it's not going to be too high, is it? Let's face it.
No, it's not going to be high. They're going to be controlling the game, but let's see how well we do defensively. We gave away 2 minute chance against Everton. Bencho on the ball, passing it down the left-hand side.
Yeah, obviously he's playing extremely advanced as well, isn't he? Chilwell. So
as they can't control the
pressure. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Right back in our own half. Everybody's back. Benteke just going into our third now. That's the entire team.
Oh my days!
Third. And we're less than
control
10
the ball.
Yeah, this is I mean,
it's going to be a reality check if we play like how we did against Everton, especially in the first half. Ball down the right, nice from PVA. Come on, get the ball. We're too slow. We're too relaxed right now. We're not own half. Come on, Ed. Come on, wake up. It's against Chelsea. Jeez, you can't just be walking.
This is not good at all.
Header out. Kovacic. Oh, jeez. Is that Zuma? No, it's Rudiger. Yeah, Rudiger all the way in midfield. Jeez.
So I mean, I think we asked the question, didn't we, Diyar? How are we going to approach this game? And it's exactly as predicted, isn't it? When you think about it, that kind of we didn't learn anything from how we started the second half against Everton by the looks of things. This is immediate domination from Chelsea, and that is, it's still difficult to take, even though they are a good team.
It's not even the domination bit; it's the fact that they do look dangerous on the ball. They're not just passing it for the sake of passing in the final third. They are going out wide, and they are creating, chances.
Theo, I have a question. I have a question
Yeah.
from you. Why the question is, why did we just pass it to nobody? I don't know if we can
Oh
answer that.
shit!
Oh
No! Is that a penalty? No.
Oh
Oh
no,
my
no,
days.
apparently not.
It's only been 4 minutes. Jeez, we are getting absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
Are we playing the same way that we did against Everton in the first half?
No, I think probably worse. If anything, we're
Are
really
we playing
defending
worse,
deep.
or are Chelsea just playing better?
Well, I mean, it's
Playing
part of
what
that. It's
Everton's
again, it's the opposite. It's the opposition, though, isn't it? Because we have allowed ourselves to be pushed back straight away. And look, we're all right. We're all right. But there's no way, Hodgson and the coaching staff have said go out and defend with everybody back in your own half. But that's what's happened. We have set up this negatively that we're getting pushed back way too easily. If you look, we had the midfield was on a line on the edge of the box there, and so many Chelsea players were already beyond them. So if you're looking at this game and thinking this pressure is going to tell quickly and they're going to score, it's going to be from a midfield runner going beyond our midfield, who seem obsessed with standing in a very straight line rather than actually going with runners. And we've seen that a number of times this season where we've conceded goals from that. And how often, as a player kicks the ball into our net, there's a midfielder struggling to get back to pick them up. And, we're in danger of doing that again here because Chelsea are just playing in those gaps.
Yeah, Chilwell down the left-hand side. And they've got, they're playing three at the back, but they've got like Pulisic, Havertz, Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Ben Chilwell, who's good with the ball attacking down the left. So they've got some very good, I'll say at least five, and also the midfield too can create something. So it's definitely a different challenge. And Chelsea do look so comfortable right now. Lucky there that they couldn't pick up the ball. Mark says, has Zaha had the touch yet? No, we rarely had the touch as a team. Forget about Zaha. Sir Grant says, Chelsea looks so comfortable, need to hit him on the break. Yeah, we do. But if we're just sitting back and if we're slow on the ball, once we do get it, then that's not going to happen.
But, we talked about this before, Diyar. We don't really even seem to play on the break now, do we? We seem to look like we're about to break. It's all set up for the counter, but we don't attack with any pace anymore. So
we only have one goal.
That doesn't really work.
Yeah, we only have one goal on the counter.
That's it. Two touches there from the goal kick and ball back with Chelsea again. So
nice interception from Luca. And
touch for Wilf. Back to Wilf again.
Yeah, Wilf's got touches now, Mark. Eddie has been lost since the game against Wolves. Is that fair to say, Hambo?
I think so. I think he's struggled. I mean, I don't know if you saw him in the under-21s where he looked a lot more comfortable and happy. I think it's the system more than anything. But look, he's misplaced a lot of passes. He's not moving as freely as he did. But when he does get possession of the ball and he does get a bit of space, he still looks a fantastic player. We just got to get more out of him, really. And sticking him out on the left at times isn't ideal. But he's got to probably work a little bit harder too. When he moved into the centre against Everton, I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried. Azpilicueta just passing it about, but too comfortable, even in midfield. Like we're not closing them down anywhere.
No, we're not. And as I said, it's going to come from it doesn't take much movement.
Down the right, and they're attacking down the right side. Oh, nice save, Vicente. Get it out.
Clear. Oh, Eze again going the wrong way.
It's not the game. Oh, jeez. It's not the game where you can just run around when they're pressuring you.
Too easy. There you go. Straight in 1-0.
Too easy.
Why does he keep going the wrong way?
Oh, my days. Too easy. We're so confident. Like, we're acting like we're playing against, I don't know, like Bolton. These Chelsea, they're pressuring you. Oh my days. Poor from Palace. That is completely on us. Like Chelsea are playing good, but their tempo is on another level. Their tempo is all the way in Mars. We're just left on Earth.
I know, but I mean, Diyar, how many times do you have to see Eze having to track back on that side, facing the wrong way and getting caught out? Is that third time he got caught out? We got punished? After the second time, who's on the pitch telling him? Who's on the pitch telling him, whack it out of play if you're stuck? That's the basic stuff. Very frustrating.
Such a poor goal to concede. And Nick says Eze at fault. Yeah, for that goal, I guess so. But as a team, we're just so slow. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why we're so comfortable on the ball when we're playing against Chelsea when they're pressuring us. Just think about it. As soon as you take a touch and think about the next move, don't take 2-3 touches. It's going to be a long game if we continue playing like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a long game. We
I
gave
wonder-
it straight away from the kickoff. We gave it straight back to them.
You know why
So
it's on us
what'd you
rather
do?
than individuals
What's
as
the-
well,
what's
though,
the-
Hambo?
What's that?
Because you know why it's on us as a team more than individuals is because, as you said, we're not counter-attacking team. We're trying to keep possession against a team who's going to press us, and we're not good at keeping possession. That's not our game.
We're just basically telling them they're much better than
On
us.
the
There's
left-hand
no
side
point.
now.
Oh, here you go.
Reverse into the
Oh, there
box.
you go. 2-0.
2-0! Oh my! It's 9th minute. It's like playing Burnley again. But
Yeah.
it's worse. It's Chelsea. Oh my days! Welcome back to Palace. And you can go to the start of the show and you can see why I was not optimistic going into this game, because against Everton, when they create chances, they're just going to finish them. This is different. It's Chelsea. Oh my days!
It's going to be a long, long day. All they've had to do is just play with a tiniest bit of urgency. I don't even think they're in top gear, but we're just so slow and so frankly disinterested in playing any football that, I mean, this is Roy all over. This is him. This is his team, right? This is what he does.
Oh
Chucks them out there to basically say, keep it tight, lads. Don't worry about attacking. And this is what happens when you give the opposition the ball and say, come at us. If you do it to a team that's much, much better than you, they come at you and they get 2-0 up after 10 minutes, don't they? Pathetic.
Fucking hell. I mean,
straight away from kickoff. How long before they got the ball?
We can't keep the ball on kickoff. Oh my days! Yeah, this is a reality check. This is a reality check after the Everton result.
I mean, if this is a Selhurst as well. This is a home game,
You know what happened last season? You know what happened last season in our final 8 to 9 games?
Yeah.
And this is our 30th game of the season. And we've got 8 more games to go. Oh my!
I mean, this is what.
It is too easy, like ridiculously easy. It seems like they're playing a training ground game right now. Just literally 1-2 passes and they're in our box. We give the ball again. Keep the ball. Oh my God.
The thing is, no one's actually moving for it, are they? And you see when we get the ball, who's actually basically got their hand up saying, give me that ball. We're back. Look at the line of 4. Really narrow again. So you've got Eze and you've got Ayew literally playing next to Milivojevic and Riedewald, right? Just, and then having to sprint back out every time Chelsea switch the play. They've been doing it since the first minute. So why is no one adapting? Again, because it's the game plan, isn't it? This is how we're going to play Chelsea. We're going to keep it tight, lads, blah, 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 blah. 2-0 down and nothing's going to change. Pathetic.
Oh, this is going to be a very long game, man. I can't believe West Brom scored 5 goals again. That's oh no, you concede 5 goals again. Even West Brom
they
gone
attacked
crazy over this national
they?
break. Yeah, I guess so. With 10 men, maybe we just need to somehow get one of their players sent off. Maybe Wilf needs to go and fight them, and Wilf needs to sacrifice a red card for the team.
I think we potentially could have given them they could have given us they could have 2 players fewer than us, and we'd still sit back and let them attack.
This is embarrassing. I am embarrassed. I wish I could close my eyes and watch this.
Tell you what, if we're 4-0 down at half time, we all agree we're not going to watch the second half, and there'll be no watch along, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Or you can do it on your own, staring wildly at the camera.
Exactly. Nothing will change anyways, because there's nothing to talk about apart from Chelsea just absolutely battering us.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know what we're going to even say anymore.
Oh,
because
we got the ball. Wardy gives it to.
No, we haven't got the ball.
No, now we haven't got the ball. Literally, 1 second. That's how long we can keep the ball. 1 second.
Yeah.
PV's got the ball.
We got the ball.
Gives it to Will.
Has got the ball.
I mean, he can keep
Chelsea
the ball. No, he can't. No, he can't keep the ball. Oh, jeez, man. All right. First of all, let's start off with keeping the ball for 5 seconds. Yeah. Then from then on, we move on to 10 seconds and 50. Because right now, we can't keep the ball for 5 seconds. A Premier League team can't keep the ball for 5 seconds against a team who lost 5-2 against West Brom just last week.
No. But I've got the subtitles on for the commentary on the game, right? And they're talking about the fact that what Chelsea are doing to Palace on the ball is what we should be doing to them. Because when they're knocking it about, we're standing and watching them. Okay, we're moving into spaces. We're trying to cut down passing angles, but we're basically just watching them pass it around. when we have the ball, is anyone from their team sitting back and watching us play the ball around? No, they're all on us. They're attacking as a team. They're playing as a proper unit. Roy Hodgson's a unit.
Oh my days, this is embarrassing, man. I'm gonna get embarrassed. Oh, look again down the right hand side. Close him down. Oh, no ball into the box. I'm losing my
Corner
mind.
for
It's only
Chelsea.
50 minutes.
What's that mean?
It's only been 50. They're saying 5 minutes more of this that I have to watch. That we have to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, Kaisi says Roy should have been sacked after the losing run at the end of last season. 100% agree. Mick says probably Vicente has had the most possession out of our team. Another fact, probably, I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but it seems like it. David says we need Nick to join the watch along to prove he's a lucky charm. Sir Rant says roll the dice. The chat's gone. I'll get your comment right now. Corner into the box.
Oh.
Nice header
Good
out.
defended from Cahill there in the end.
Yeah. Roll the dice. Roy, go for broke. We are down to already nothing to lose. Yeah. Roy's version of rolling the dice is completely different to what we all think. Jordan says is a joke. Crystal Palace fan says, that's it, Parish. Better sack this man. Christian says, on the plus side, pitch looks like a carpet. I guess that's a positive. I haven't been able to look at the pitch, to be honest. I've been looking at the players. I haven't really focused that much on the pitch. But yeah, it does look nice. It does look nice. But yeah, they've kept 81%.
So 19% possession. 19 we've had.
Should we just
Our
talk about
passing
the
accuracy is 65%. Maybe.
Why do they do the green? You know, like it's dark green and then it's more cut off, like the stripes. Why do they do that?
It's just, you just use a roller, Diyar. It just makes it look pretty. You roll the grass one way on one stripe and then you roll it back the other way on the other stripe, and it gives the appearance of stripes. They used to do, it was Sunderland's ground, I think it was at Stadium of Light. They used to do some really attractive patterns using the rollers, the groundsmen there, and I think Leicester as well used to do it.
Yeah, Leicester tried to do the whole Leicester logo, I think, or the emblem.
When you're talking about the
But I'm not too sure. Apparently, they're not allowed to do it. I think they tried to do it, the Leicester emblem on the pitch, but it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be very complicated and boring.
Yeah. We play it simple.
So, just keep everybody updated. Chelsea have the ball.
For like the last 60 minutes of the game. Even when we've had kickoff, they've had the ball. Fuck me, man. Now Rudiger's on the ball. This is shit.
It is. Dale, what else you been doing with your weekend, mate? Anything good?
Nothing. I haven't. It's been a boring weekend.
You want to get outside at all? Had any walks around or anything like that?
I need to do that. But it's been really boring. I'll be honest with you. I just need the season to be over. I just need a break, Hambo. I realize I just need a break from everything. I just need the season over. Just need a break. Not just from Palace, just from everything. I just need to relax. Yeah, it's been a long year.
Not too much longer left. I went out and got lots of sugar-free sweets and chocolate, and it made me poo.
You're ruining the purpose of having sugar, of having chocolate. Yeah. Why get sugar-free ones?
Because I can't have sugar because I'm diabetic. So my consequence is I can have chocolate. I can have chocolate, but it makes me defecate immediately.
Ah, fair enough. Well, anyway, Chelsea's got the ball. Nothing's changed on that perspective. They still got the ball. Yeah. They're still playing the ball. Yeah. We're not going to pressure them at all. They can just keep the ball. It's not like we're losing 2-0 in this 80th minute. Diet Dr. Pepper. Don't mention Dr. Pepper in this chat. We don't, as an organization back of the nest, we don't stick with Dr. Pepper. It's one of the worst.
No, Dr. Pepper's it's lovely. You rejected Dr. Pepper for no good reason.
It tastes like out-of-date Coke.
It tastes like out-of-date Coke. That's your thing. Is that a pen? No,
Yeah, they're pressuring them. I need support. And
giving away.
More than 5 seconds. That's good.
Look how much they're pressing. Look how many angles they're pressing off. That work rate, where's that from us? At the very least, you expect your team to work that hard, right?
We kept the ball more than 15 seconds.
No, but then we lost it again. Now we hoofed it up. There you go.
That's a foul?
That's a foul.
Yeah, that's
nice.
We
got a foul.
That's nice.
Thank you, Adam. Dr. Pepper is amazing. Exactly. How dare you, Diyar?
Yeah.
I made
Oh yeah, PVA. Let's talk about PVA, and also I think Ashley has something about finances. So let's quickly about PVA. He's been linked with a move to. What was that?
Sorry. Alina was saying that when she left America, they had Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper. Does that sound good to you?
Hold on, say that again. I need to process that.
Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper.
That's too many things in one drink.
Too many things.
It's a bit complicated.
Okay.
But you know, is it true how beavers are made out of not beavers? That vanilla is made out of beavers.
Vanilla, some vanilla flavoring is beavers' anal glands. Oh, that was difficult to say. So beaver.
So does this shit always taste sweet?
I mean, I can't tell you that you have to consume the feces of a beaver to taste vanilla. It's just the gland extract. Apparently, has a. You've eaten it basically. If you've had vanilla, mate, you've had beaver anal gland.
What sort of job is that? Like, just go and
job? I don't think it's the beaver's job. Oh, I think you're getting the glands from the beavers. That's an interesting question. Can you Google the job for people who take
all into the box?
Glands?
Jeez, clear it out, Palace. Just clear it out. Like, we're talking about beavers because if I talk about the game, I'm gonna lose my mind. Every time I look at the screen, we don't look like a team. Wait, look at Wilf. He's pissed off. Thank you, Wilf. 100% be pissed off. What the fuck is this? What's going on?
Lil Moira 8 suggests it's a 4-2-3-1 now. Looks like we've changed the system, or was that from the start? It looked like a 4-4-2 as we kicked off, and there were two banks of four again. But looking at it now, you can see we were talking about Jordan Ayew and Eze being tucked in, and that would make more sense if we have gone that way.
Ball into the box. It's cleared it, but they still got the ball. It doesn't make a difference. Down the right-hand side. But yeah, let's see about that. So 4-2-3-1, is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying. We'll keep an eye on that to see if that's how if it might have just been a temporary thing, but some sort of shift was needed, wasn't it? Because we're getting absolutely torn apart. The bench are pretty animated, obviously, apart from Roy, who is essentially reanimated. But
he's probably loving this.
Keep it tight, keep it 2-0, lads. That'll be good. It'll be good to get to half-time 2-0 down.
How do you say it? 3-0.
Just checking on the beaver gland situation.
Dr. Pepe is good. It's a CPFC fan. El Backen says 4 straight touches. Jacob says, who looked at Beaver's anal glands and thought that was that is another good question. Hold up. Oh no, that's a brilliant touch. Oh my days.
Oh, clearance off the line. Well done, Chiarte. But so nearly 3.
Before that save, look at that from her. Like, look how easy that is. A ball over the top, and one touch there, and then another touch. Like, it's so easy.
It really is. But Diyar, important beaver anus update for you. Apparently, most of it, they still use it. Don't use it to so much these days, but they still use it. And it's harvested in a sterile environment by anaesthetizing beavers and expressing the castor sacs near their tails. So there is some guy doing that.
That is weird. So what do you do as a living? I go up beavers.
I knock beavers out with anesthetic and then I squeeze their anal glands until I get vanilla flavoring. That's their job. It's good.
That
probably do other things as well. Corner for Chelsea.
Yeah, that doesn't sound legal. They should be monitored at all times.
Yeah. I do wonder who originally found that out, but let's not think about what they were up to.
Yeah, that whole industry, there's something booky going on there.
and thanks, Mitch. At least Vicente is entertaining. You're quite right. He's keeping us entertained.
Yeah. Last week and this week, he's providing our entertainment. Havertz almost. Well, I was going to read that chat and then he just went. Kazi says every single defender needs to piss off out the club. They're all useless. Fair enough, but
Ronnie's asking the same question I asked: which perv discovered beaver ass was a substitute for vanilla flavoring?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another.
And Jacob now wants the job to take beaver anal glands. Take the essence out because it'd be more entertaining than watching this. And absolutely bang on, mate.
It's the same thing over and over again. It's mainly down
deflected cross corner again. This is an absolute battering. It's we're probably lucky it's 2-0. Let's face it.
I'm frustrated, man. I'm gonna be embarrassed to go on my phone. I'm gonna have lots of my. Why do you do this to me, Palace, man? Why?
I'm just enjoying the comments. I'll be honest with you.
Their keeper's going to fall asleep at this rate.
Palace fan with what you do as a job. It's complicated.
A ball into the box. It was so good.
Oh dear. So 25 minutes gone. It's all going swimmingly.
Are you going to do a pod this week?
Be a tough one, isn't it? But I guess so.
What so far? What will you talk about?
What will we talk about? It would be a very short pod, just saying who expected any different, you know, and that's the honest truth, is it? Right now, if you expected any different to this, then you know what have you been watching all season? This was always on the cards, wasn't it? Every now and then we get that little ray of light where you think something might have been learnt, something might have changed, but honestly, it's just not really there.
Also, it's not 4-2-3-1, is it? I think it's a 4-4-2 still. It doesn't look like this.
Yeah, I think it is. I just think every now and then
4-2-3-1. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's still 4-4-2. You know, we're still trying to play that, and it's not working. But I don't have to tell you because if you're watching this, you can already see when Rudiger's pushing up half the pitch. You can tell how relaxed they are. They got the centre back at the edge of our box, and we got our fucking striker at midfield. Like,
oh
is it
dear. This. Sorry, I'm just too entertained by the comments.
Yeah, I wonder what Roy is thinking. Surely you must change. Like, it's been 25 minutes. Do you have to wait until half time to make a change?
I mean, what would you do though? What, would you make a personnel change? I mean, look, you know, personally, again, I said it before we started that Jeff starting for IU would have been a better choice. But having said that, with the mentality we've gone out with, how would it be any different? It wouldn't, would it? The only thing that needs to change, you know, I don't really have a problem with any of the players out there. I have a problem with how we've gone about things yet again.
Yeah, it ain't working. Do something, you know. It's been 25 minutes. It was the first 5 to 10 minutes, and Chelsea just started good, and afterwards we kept control over the game. You could have said it's a bad start to the game, but it's tactics. It's tactics. Yeah. It's nothing to do with, you know, Chelsea being excited for the first 5 minutes or so. They're just better than us. They're better suited with the 3-5-2 formation, going out wide, long balls over top. Nothing's going to change unless we change something. Literally, like if that's personnel, maybe if that's changing in formation, like we need to do something, and that's down to the manager. Really, he's watching this with us. We're not on a watch along, but he's there, so you can see it much better than me.
I wish he was watching the watch along because he'd learned stuff about beaver aliases. And now in the chat, they're talking about the coffee that gets eaten and then shit out by something. I'm not sure exactly what. I missed that. Bugs. Bees?
Every time I look at the screen, Chelsea's got the ball. Like, wow. Wow. It is not working. I'm laughing from pain and anger. I'm not laughing because it's a joy to watch. Fuck my life. All right, we got the ball. Move.
Yeah.
Move.
That's the thing.
Fuck.
Oh, there you go. Kopi Luwak, most expensive coffee. It's been digested by some Indonesian
our finances.
cat-like
Ash wants us to talk about the finances. So, of course, it came out recently. Have you seen it?
I drink that.
You haven't seen it?
No.
So we'll talk about it in just a second. I'll bring out the.
Oh, hang on, because we're in the Chelsea half. Let's he's just passed the ball.
We're not. Don't get carried away.
Straight out of play.
No, man.
Jeez. Commentators are currently stealing all my comments about Jorginho. Had more touches in this match than the entire Palace front four combined.
So let's bring out the finances. Ronnie, I know what it feels like to be a Palace fan, but this is something else. Like this is not what it feels like to. Like we are shit, but we are It feels like West Ham in a way, Hambo.
Yeah.
Even though we have forget about the first 5 minutes where we scored a goal, but they dominated us. Yeah, we're in the half.
Unlucky. But you know, where's that intent? You're 2-0 down. You've left half an hour of the game go, and that's the first time we've really done anything.
It's only one.
That's going to be a card for Kiyate. Yep, straight out with a yellow.
It's been 30 minutes and we can't get into the box.
That's what she said.
So this is what came out. So at Kieran Maguire, Price of Football, he published this. Crystal Palace
was it
lost
58 million?
Yeah. Crystal Palace lost 58 million in 13 months to 31st of July 2020. So I think the most significant thing out of this that we can talk about is wages were 93% of income. This is from club statement. Full accounts will be published later. Wages, 93% of income. Now,
I think
when you're watching the scene, before you say anything, Hambo, when you're watching the scene,
hold on.
Ball into the box.
Yeah, 3-0.
Fuck's sake! Oh, it's 3-0. Oh my.
I mean, that is a set piece. Great delivery, but I mean, when we see that back, how can Zuma, get a header like that? Barely challenged. I think it's Cahill with him, and he's Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. So Mount's delivery into the box, too far from the keeper. Yeah, Cahill's right underneath him. You can tell he's frustrated. He's lost him completely. Gone underneath. Yeah, underneath. Poor. Absolutely poor.
Fuck my life, man. They might be thinking, why pissed off? You're losing 3-0. But it's like the 30th minute. Have we even had a touch in their box? That's the frustrating thing. We're not competitive at all.
Don't think so.
Oh my days, man.
So you were talking about the finances, and obviously, look, in COVID, everyone's going to lose. It just shows you. I mean, our wages to turnover expenditure was always around 70% anyway, wasn't it? If it's go up to 93, that is because there's no income from games and hasn't been for a long while. So that's the impact. We've also lost a bunch of money as well, because it's expensive maintaining a Premier League football club. So that's why playing like this at the moment, these places in the league are important. Each place is worth a good couple of million quid. And this is why Roy should have gone a while ago, in my view, because we've been damaging the club for a while, keeping it as it is, and this is just a sign about it all, really. I mean, look at how easy it is for them.
Chelsea are a good side. There's no doubt about that. They are a good side. They're competing for top four. They've got more to play for than us. But for us to be this shit, where we just keep giving the ball back to them, there's no excuse for that. And it's not working. This is not working. This system of 4-4-2, just sitting back, is not working. Do something to change it. But are you going? Go on, George.
Oh,
shoot!
Oh.
No, just shoot, man. Just have a shot at least. Do something. There's no excuse to this. It is shambolic. Vicente can't save us every single game. He saved us against Everton, but yeah, this is just.
I mean, how can he save from what? I mean, nothing. He had no chance of anything that's happened so far, did he? So that's it. Just that proves the point. Do you remember? Like, obviously, we talked about it in the last podcast, but after the Everton match, Roy was in complete denial, wasn't he, about the fact that Guaita saved us in that game. He said, we more than matched them. The stats prove it. All that kind of crap that, in the past, he's told us that stats don't mean anything. All of a sudden, he's using them to say that we were worthy of a point against Everton, when I don't really think we were. Good save from Guaita again. So, but I'm sure that's just, yeah.
Hambo, can you pause it for like 2 seconds and then press play, because I stopped mine for 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure. 2 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
1, 2.
All right, cool. Chat, like, is it only me, or there's literally, this is going to be horrific at the end of it if we make 0 changes.
Yep.
We need to do something. Like, we need to do something now. Don't wait until half time. And you might say, what do we need to do? First of all, oh my days.
We're in absolute pieces at the back, aren't we? I mean, Cahill has done, he's lost Zuma completely for the goal, but he's put in a couple of really important blocks as well. Otherwise, things would be even worse than they are. I just want to give Ash a shout out for his comment saying Prince Philip's death has really affected the Palace. Well done, Ash.
And this is not about sitting back, I really don't think that. I don't think it's simple as just, we sat back and that happened. It's more about how you're sitting back. You know, we're not matching them in numbers. They have lots of people going forward. And we're not
off
picking
the
them up.
line. Jeez.
It's
Okay,
the system.
this is
The concept.
horrific.
That's a foul. It's not as simple as just saying the sitting back. I just think it's more to do with the formation. It's not the 4-4-2 isn't working. If you want to sit back, change it and match them. Match them with formation. Back like that.
I'd say as well, Diyar, you know, the sitting back is probably slightly the wrong term. It's the sitting off that's the problem, isn't it? You know, we're sitting off Chelsea.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. Of course, he's wound up. He doesn't want to be playing for a team that's 3-0 down after 34 minutes. I don't want to be watching a team that's 3-0 down after 34 minutes and
talking about
barely
Will.
tried.
Talking about Will, I've been thinking about this. I think this summer is who's he talking with? Mason Mount. Okay. Anyways, the ref's talking to both of them. Luke is there. So, isn't this his biggest summer? I think it is. I think this is his biggest summer if you're talking about his age, if you're talking about, you know, his future prospects. And for Palace as well. He's going to turn 29 in November. You know, he's not going to get any younger. He's in his peak right now. And if he doesn't leave now, we might miss out in the future because his value could potentially come down with his age. You know, what do you think about it? Do you think this is the season for Will? If he was to leave, this summer would be the time for him to move on.
I think he's gone in the summer. I really do. And I think, you know, Hodgson pretty much said it the other day. You know, we're going to try and take advantage of the fact that he's trying to play for a move in the next few games. And that's probably half the reason he's as pissed off as he is, because, you know, it's very difficult for him to shine and get the move away when he's playing in this garbage of a team. So, you know, he's wanted to go for a good few years now. No one's been willing to pay the amount, but let's face it, it's another year gone on the contract. He's another year older. So in terms of value, I think it's going to be a bit easier for someone to come in and buy him. And, you know, there's rumours again of Arsenal, aren't there? You know, those rumours haven't really gone away. And potentially I expect that to be the move, and probably for a lot less money than we would have got a couple of seasons back.
Ashes, I'll take 40 million for Zaha this summer. Would you be happy with that? I'm more on the region of
no, because
50 million, because United are going to get a piece as well of his transfer.
Yeah, a significant proportion of it. Yeah, but I think it's, you know, the point is we're going to have to sell him. You know, I don't think there's any other option, and we'll have to take what we can get now. I think that's the place we're in. You know, he's not. I mean, arguably, we go back to the idea that he's the difference between staying in the league and not. But I don't think he'll be the same player. If he has to stay with us another season, I just think, you know, he'll lose 10, 15% of what he's capable of, because he just hasn't wanted to be here for way too long. We've just got to let the guy go. What fam has gone with a remember, guys, Roy is a defensive genius. Yeah. And he explained the defensive problems this season away because it was only a few games. That's what he said, if you remember rightly, Diyar. Our defensive record is only poor because we conceded 7 against Liverpool. You know, that's why it's bad.
Because we conceded 7 against Liverpool. Like, Liverpool are the same Liverpool they were in previous seasons. Yeah. I mean, if we lost against Liverpool a season or two ago, 7-0, then I'll be like, yeah, fair enough. But, you know, I think Liverpool fans would agree, saying that even they're not, you know, they haven't been that great this season. And we never struggled that badly against them. There's been a couple of results which just stood out for one reason or another. Liverpool, Villa away from home. You know, this season is different to all the other seasons. Defensively, we're just poor. All right, it's not 1 or 2 results. We're poor defensive side this season. You can talk about the formation change. Maybe the 4-4-2 doesn't help because we were playing with 4-3-3 last season, and you know we didn't score that many goals, but we also didn't concede many. But we are a shit defensive side this season. That's how I see it.
No two ways about it. It doesn't seem to matter who we pick in the middle. We've had, we had a few clean sheets of late. We did better, but that was at the sacrifice of any half decent attacking play as well. So we don't seem to have a manager who's capable of getting a balance between attack and defence. And that, again, that's something I would focus on. We can talk about Roy and what he's done in the past, how important he was for us at certain stages of the first couple of years in particular. But ultimately, that's a failure of his, isn't it? They are to not be able to balance your team between attack and defence. You're either too open and conceding too many, or you're able to keep clean sheets, but you can't attack. That is a failure of him.
As a manager.
with the players he's got.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams out there who would take the players that we've got.
Adam says we have slow and tired centre backs, in my opinion.
That's true. Yeah.
Kazi says if Roy stays and Zaha goes next season, we will finish bottom with 0 points. if Roy stays and Zaha goes next season, then the board just want us to get relegated. There's no ifs and buts. Because surely you must see that the reason why we have picked up points this season is not because of Roy's effort. I think individually Zaha has carried us in many performances. It's nothing to do with Roy's tactics. If we were good defensively, then it would make sense. Last season, it was 100% on Roy. 100% on Roy and Jordan Ayew and Vicente Guaita. They played significantly, but it was more down to Roy's tactics because we were so solid defensively. We didn't need to score many goals. But this season, we're not good going. We scored more goals than last season, but we're still not a good attacking side. Last season, we only scored 31 and 38. So we were absolutely shit. But defensively, it's poor. Like, what are we good at?
Well, it's the organisation thing. Yeah. Where does the panic come
in 31 games? 32 in 31 games. So we're not good going forward. And how many goals have we conceded this season? 51 in 31 so far. And this is if the result doesn't change.
That doesn't seem like, even when you're being generous and talking about Roy's Palace, that doesn't seem like them, does it? So something's gone wrong somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, but I guess we're keeping the ball a bit more now. After 3-0 down. I don't know. I haven't noticed anything significantly change apart from maybe Chelsea are just eased down in their tempo.
It's a fascinating conversation between David Moyes and Roy Hodgson in the chat. I don't know if you've been following it.
Right. How do you even make these? What do you think of? Like when you wake up, you're like, yeah, I just want to be David Moyes for the day on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, Moyes has been a regular for us. I love to have him.
Yeah, to be fair, yes.
Christine's got with go on. No, you carry on.
MTB Flat says, I can't wait for the season to be over. I've had enough of this Roy ball.
You and me
you're
both?
not the only one. Yeah. And Christine says, if Roy stays next season, the fans will sure let Parish know what they think. They are both blinkered to the fans' feelings at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But
if he stays, Hambo, it'll be toxic.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, well, look, I've said it before. And if I'm proved wrong, obviously I'll be furious. But, I don't think there's ever been I think, this was Roy's last season. It's always been the intention for that. And I think, the person we want to replace was having time out of football and is available at the end of the season. That's the only reason we haven't seen a change. But things can change. But I think that was always the intention. But I go back to what I said before. I think we've done more damage than good by keeping Roy on. I think we should have waved him by at the end of last season. The fact that we didn't, I think maybe Christmas time was the time to get rid this time. But we've kept on, and I think if he was to stay, if for whatever reason we can't get anyone else in, or the board are somehow convinced it's the right thing to do, as much as the season ticket sales have been record levels apparently. That's just because people miss football. It's got absolutely nothing to do with Hodgson. And you're right, the word toxic, spot on. It will be absolutely horrific at Selhurst Park next season with people back in. If he walks out as the manager from the off, it'd just be horrible to see as well. I don't want to see him go through that.
Yeah, let's look at the possession stats. Let's actually look at the stats. So far, 42 minutes gone. So it's improved. They've got 75% possession now instead of the 81 or 91 it was. So that's improved. They've had 23 crosses in the first half, which shows our problems, and you can see it by just watching it down our right hand side, targeting PVA side mostly, even though they scored from their left hand side as well. But mainly it's been down the right. Whilst we've had 0 counter attacks.
Yeah.
We've had 0 shots off target, 0 shots on target. So it's a bit different. Normally we have our 1 shot on target. So this time we've had 0 shots on target.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit different from our normal shitness.
Indeed.
But as usual, Chelsea are just keeping the ball. Nothing's changed.
we had a little bit of the ball, didn't we? Just for a short while.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to change up in the second half.
Yeah, look, if anyone's looked at the last 5 minutes and thought, we're starting to get a little bit back into this game, it's because we're 3-0 down, obviously. Terence has picked out.
Oh my days!
Oh, here we go. This will be the 24th cross. Oh, back across the box.
It's basic. It's a beat. Oh, gee, just go there, man. Galatasaray, that would be the biggest blessing. You going there, honestly. That would be the biggest blessing. I'll book your flights for you. Honestly, I'll book your flights for you. I've had enough of this guy. Where's Mitchell?
Bench for some reason.
Why? Why? Just because we drew against Everton after they literally missed so many shots. Like, oh my days! Mitchell would have suited this game because all we're doing is defending, anyways.
Yeah,
it's not like we've done anything going forward. Premier says, "Will Roy even be mad in the change room?" I'm not even too sure. Is he even bothered? I'm not too sure. Are the players bothered? Doesn't seem like it.
Exactly. It doesn't seem like they're playing for him, does it?
Yeah. Well, it's looked like that for a while, to be honest. Lots of changes are needed this summer. Lots. One more minute added on. Let's see what happens, man. I just want it to be half time. If he doesn't make any changes at half time, then literally Steve Parish go there and do something historic. Just sack him right there. Just give him his P45 right on the bench. Because it'll be ridiculous. Like, change something. Even if you think the game's lost, if you think that, then bring on Ratsaka. Like, bring on someone.
Yeah, I mean, we said
you have to make changes.
Yeah, if you don't, we're not getting back into this, are we? We're not scoring 3 against Chelsea to get anything out of this, are we? So look at what we can potentially do. I mean, if we do nothing at half time, and which again, I'll be honest, I expect. And with the changes get made, you're looking at the players on the pitch who would get replaced. You look at Gyro, you look at Eze. Those are going to be the targets. I mean, if James McCarthy doesn't come on into central midfield at some point, I'll be shocked.
Half time, Chelsea 3, Palace 0. Could have been 4, maybe 5. Palace 0 shots on target. Hambo, I mean, we talked about it for 45 minutes, but quick summary of what you think. Exactly. Quick summary of what you think went wrong.
From the off, it's the attitude. Right, that's all it can possibly come down to. They are a better team than us, but the level we're playing at with the squad that we've got is so far below where it should be. So straight from the off, as predicted, we handed the ball to them and said, "Come and attack us. Come and attack us. Come and do what you do best." And they were able to get as many people forward as they needed to. They put us under pressure in possession, so we couldn't string more than 3-4 passes together at all ever throughout the course of that half. And basically, the writing was on the wall. You could see, players running beyond, playing in the gaps between our 2 banks of 4, which is too easy to do because Roy has them drilled in the exact same way every time. And if you scout the team, you can go and point to your talented attacking players and say, look, play in that gap, play in that gap, play in that gap. 1-2s, overlap your fullbacks. You'll get past every time. You'll get a cross every time. Put pressure on Luca. Put pressure on Eze, give him no options, and you will win the ball back. And that's all you've done. Basic scouting. You can predict Palace, how they're going to play, how people are going to react in every situation, because it's the same every damn week. There's some screaming outside my house. Apologies.
Exactly. I don't know what's going on. And just talking about the concept, I mean, we approach this game defensively. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. You're facing Chelsea. You want to be solid at the back. And we're not the only team to do that. There's been other teams to do it. And I'm pretty sure Chelsea, I haven't looked at Chelsea results, but I'm pretty sure they don't score 3 to 4 goals in the first half every single game. What our problem has been is that we haven't, our 4-4-2 doesn't suit what they're playing. We're just getting outnumbered out wide. They're playing 3 at the back. They got wing backs, if you want to call them wing backs. They seem more like attackers. Pushing down the right. They got players on the right of midfield. They got 2 against 1, 2 against 3 at times. It's like, what are we trying to do? Change it before half time. That's what I don't understand. It's not working. It's not. This was never a case of Chelsea starting the game well in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and after 15 minutes we'll get back into it. It was never the case from the get-go. You can see their tactics didn't fit ours. After the first goal, fair enough. After the second goal, make a change. Tell your players, oh, let's try to suit them or make a change in terms of personnel. Do something about it. It's like doing nothing about it and expecting a change. Like,
so this is the thing, right? When you talk about making these changes, there's only, and this is not an excuse, right? So the part that's wrong first is what happens when the team is briefed and told this is what you're going out on the pitch to do. Once they're out on the pitch, it's the players need to take some responsibility here as well. Who in that team is saying, look, we're getting done down this side? Let's look at the first goal. Eze's been caught out twice already. Who's shouting at him and saying to him, look, twice we've got away with it twice. We won't get away with it every time. Because if you tell him that and you get him to, you go back to Warnock days, kick the ball out of play, just boot it into Rose Ed if you're stuck. And that's it. It's as simple as that. But, what can you say, really?
Yeah, Matthew says should have made changes when he went to 3-0. 100% agree. If you're a manager, I mean, if we can see it, then surely you can see it. It is not working. Forget about you're losing 3-0 in the first 30th minute. There's clearly something wrong there. So do something about it. Don't just wait there and wait till half time. I don't understand that mentality. Like maybe I see it differently. Roy's more experienced than me. That's what people are going to say. He knows he's been a manager for like 75 years of his life. You can say that, but this game is totally wrong. Like his game management, how we approach the game, just
there's a couple of comments in Diyar that kind of touch on one of the other aspects of this that we haven't talked about yet, which is, so Quad Returns has gone with nothing worse than team not trying just because they won't get relegated, and Spaffy Giff has gone with the rest of them are having a nice stroll in the park on a Saturday evening. And it does feel like that to some degree as well. But again, as much as the players bear responsibility for that, so does the manager. If you can't get your players up for a game, this is not. It's not like it's the last game of the season, is it? Okay, we're safe, but you can do so much more than this. And there's a handful of players on the pitch who look frustrated, but the rest just look resigned to it. The rest look like they expected it as much as we did.
Exactly.
They're huge.
Of course, we don't know how they feel, but just watching that, look at that. Look at the stats: 0 attempts, 0 on target, 0 expected goals, 2 touches in their box. We only had 2. They've had more goals than we've had touches in their box. 33% possession. The players look like uninspired. Looking at the stats, look absolutely shit. This eye test alone, look shit. Something needs to change. Something needs to change at half time. They need to get into these plays. And even if it's a case of, we're 3-0 down, the game's over, why make a change? If that's the case, then bring the youngsters off the bench. Give them opportunity. There's no excuses to making 0 changes at halftime after that performance in the first half. Absolutely 0.
No, exactly.
If you have belief that you can change it about and maybe get a goal or 2, then make that change. If you have the belief that nothing can change in terms of result and that Chelsea is a better side, then change your personnel, give more opportunities. Simple as that. I'm frustrated, as you can tell anyways. Jacob says, halftime sub McCarthy for Gyro, great sub to us. If that happens. Well, I guess at least I'll be changed.
Yeah, but that's how I feel it will go. I feel if you're looking at halftime changes, I think Eze will be off for Jeffrey Schlupp. That's how I feel it will go. And I think, Gyro off for McCarthy. But I think Roy's going to look at 3-0 and think damage limitation, isn't he? He's not thinking about getting back into this game.
Sorry, this comment made me laugh. Quad Returns, you're still here. You're going to be in for a shock. He said, at least you weren't parking the bus against Fulham. If you want a new manager, you can have Nuno. Against Fulham, we had 0 shots. We parked the bus against Fulham. Like, if you didn't watch us that game, we parked the bus against Fulham. So don't think it's all bad at Wolves. If you watched us against Fulham, we had 0 shots. Forget about on target. We've had 0 shots throughout the game. We literally parked the bus against them. So, Ben says the football rope. Yeah.
Can you give me 5 minutes and I'll be back?
All right, cool.
You can crack on with some comments.
All right, cool. Keep sending in your comments. Let us know what you thought about the goals, about the first half performances, any change that you make. I'll read them out. Ben says the football Roy plays isn't to win, it's to avoid losing, which doesn't even work well. Need a formation change, an entire tactic change. 100% in the second half, we need a change of some type. If that's formation, if that's tactic, we need something to change. Because the 4-4-2, even if you want to defend, the 4-4-2 is not working well against Chelsea's 3-5-2. It's simple as that. Tower, Yuan Power says, yes, Frank, we need anything to inspire us. Spaffy says, IU, Wilf, and Ward are the only three interested in doing any work. That's a good question. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. But with these players out of contract, when you're looking at some of these starters out of contract, do you think it's just a case of they feel like the club are not going to give them an extension, which is more than likely with some of these players, and that they've got nothing to play for? Do you think that's playing a part in terms of this performance as well? Because some of these players look uninspired. I think the shouts that you made there, Spaffy, with IU, Wilf, and Wardy is good. I feel like they're players who seem a bit interested in the game, but the rest, and some of these players are out of contract, I think he might be playing a part as well as the tactic. There's lots of things that's wrong with this football club. We can talk about it for literally hours and hours. Kazi says, we must buy defenders this summer. You What Fam says, how do people say this manager is the best we can get with a straight face? I don't know. There's people we back, bro. I'm not too sure. I don't get what they see, but maybe because we've stayed up, really, pretty much. That's it. Paul says, can we end the season now? Fed up with the Deadwood football. Mark Drew says Scott Parker would be a good shout. If they do go down, I think that would be a brilliant shout. We talk about Dash, Eddie Howe, but Scott Parker would be a brilliant shout. I feel like they started the season off poor, but as they got into it and as they made a bit more transfers, they've got a chance now, legitimate chance of staying up, and I feel like they will. But if they do go down, then I think that would be a decent shout as well. If he wants to join Palace and if we can sell him something. Parker's overrated says, you what fam? MTB Flat says, we constantly let good teams play. Be more aggressive, Roy, for fuck's sake. Ian says, need to play higher line, sitting too deep is a problem. But the problem with that, Ian, is that even sitting too deep, they still had a couple balls over the top. So if you play a higher line, then they're just going to exploit us like that. I don't think playing a higher line is a solution to it, but maybe better pressing. But there's no need to make this a tactic show at halftime. But we do need to press them. I'll just say that with Wilf and Benteke there, it would be better if they just press them rather than just sitting in deep, because they've got so much time on the ball, even the defenders, that is just ridiculous. Like you're inviting them to cause all this trouble and do nothing about it. Anton says Burnley will keep Daesh. How will manage Celtic, and Lampard will manage Newcastle. Crystal Palace fan says, in the words of Didier Drogba, a disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace. CJ says midfield is non-existent. Team's non-existent, not in midfield. Kazi says, swap all our defenders for proper defenders like Rhino, Hippo, Nice, and Buffalo. At least they're able to defend. Cord says, nothing worse than a team not trying just because they won't get relegated. Yeah, it's pointless to the end of the season. Mark says, who will manage Palace with so many players out of contract? IU is the GOAT says, I think Daesh is nearly confirmed, as he was apparently looking for a house in London. Yeah, I've heard about that as well, but I'm not too sure if that confirmed anything. It might be something, but I doubt it. But yeah, Daesh has been linked with us for a long time. There's a chance that we could get him. Maybe looking at a house in London might be the positive. I don't know. Jacob says PVA will stay on even though we're getting touched on. Yeah, let's just say this. I would be more than happy if the rumors about PVA going to Turkey were true. That's what I have to say. And another thing that I have to say is, why on earth is Mitchell not playing? Why? Just explain it. Is it because PVA is good going forward? Because this is what happens in terms of defensively. Down PVA side has been majority of their chances coming from. That's not a coincidence. Change of management, says Gareth. I think, who was it? Chuck says, press them. Yeah, so many things we have to do. Even says, up the Palace, Christian Ball 2.0 is incoming. I hope so. I hope that happens, but 99% chance it's not going to happen, because this team is just done and dusted, man. They're not playing for nothing. They just look like they're just out there for the sake of being out there, and the fact that they're just getting paid all this money for this type of performance is ridiculous. And not only the players, of course, the management as well. Crystal Palace fan says Fonseca would be a good shot. Rufford too. Eva says because Vanana was attacking players, can't defend. PVA attacking is not doing anything right now. I'll be honest. We've had 2 touches in their box. Clearly, it's not working. I'll definitely bring on Mitchell in the second half. At least he's more solid defensively, and he's a younger player. I don't even have to talk about the Mitchell PVA thing. I think most people know. I think Mitchell makes more sense. We've got a player out of contract who we're letting him play games, whereas we've got a youngster in our team, young left back who can defend and isn't bad going forward. and we don't let him play, and he's one for the future. Like, why don't you give Mitchell the chance? Why don't you give him the opportunity to develop in his last 8 games and give him PVA all this playing time? I don't understand it. He's going to leave at the end of the season, most likely. Bring on Rack. Yeah, bring on Rack. Bring him on. That's what I said. Bring him on if you think that we can't do anything in this game, even if you think this game is done and dusted, Chelsea won this 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 in the second half, then bring on the youngsters. Give them opportunity. Oh, Hambo, I need a break myself.
Yeah, I know you do, mate. I know.
I'm frustrated, man.
I listened to all of that, and you were, you seem angry, Diyar. Is there anything I can do to help?
Yes, come down to Selhurst. Let's go. Let's go work.
Oh dear. I think Graham Souness is apparently blaming Guaita for the goals, which seems madness.
I'm really too pissed off to talk about Graham Souness. I mean, you're blaming.
Sorry, bear with me a second. It's just a bike. Oh, it's gone.
All right. I thought he was farting.
That was pretty much what it was earlier.
Oh. CPFC fan says, "What's wrong with Big Sean?" Yeah, they talk about the manager. It's like at the watch along, every watch along, we have to talk about managers, regardless of the result. And I guess it makes sense talking about Daesh. But they're talking about Daesh. Someone mentioned Daesh looking for a house in London. Is that something to do with the Palace job? I don't know. You might just be looking for a house in London. I mean, with all due respect, Burnley isn't, the most glamorous place. So I wouldn't blame him.
You've been to Burnley, right? Have you? Or not?
I've been once and never again. Yeah.
You say that about a lot of the places, a lot of the away grounds.
No, I've been places twice, but Burnley I've never been again, and there's a reason for that. But I won't go into it.
So earlier, again, we talked about it on the pod, but Paulo Fonseca mentioned the Roma manager who's out of contract at the end of the year. Now, he's the one who turned up at a press conference dressed as Zorro, I think, wasn't he? So I've warmed to that idea because I didn't know that until after we recorded the pod. So yeah, I'd like Zorro in charge, please. Thank you.
We might have to sync up again. I don't know. I was talking a lot and then.
All right. Well, at the moment, it's just about to kick off on my screen for the second half. Chelsea about to kick off.
All right.
What are you seeing?
Yeah, the players are out. I can see Werner running. I don't know if he's coming.
Oh, you're a few seconds behind. So
yeah. Just pause it at 10 seconds after kickoff, and then I'll tell you when I'm there.
Well, I'll pause it as soon as the time comes up in the top left. It hasn't yet. All
right, cool. Christian says, I'm selling my house if he's interested. Well, okay. Yeah, let's bring... Yeah, go on.
45-12. All
right, cool. 45-12. Any changes?
Didn't see any. And where I've paused it at 45-12, I'm looking at the players, and it looks like everybody's still there. But it looks like Eze. It looks like Luca's playing in a midfield 3 behind Eze and Riedewald. So it looks like we've gone 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, maybe. No, not 4-2-3-1 at all. It's a 4-3-3, 4-5-1.
So yeah, 45-12. If you're watching this on Facebook and Twitter, head over to our YouTube channel for the second half. I'll let you know when I'm at 45-12. Hambo.
Thank you.
Yeah, now.
Ooh. That was
any changes?
I expected.
So any changes to the formation at least? Let's see.
Yeah, I think the formation has changed. So I think out of possession, we're going to be 4-5-1. In possession, we're going to be 4-3-3. By the looks of it, Wilf is sort of left and Ayew right. But then I say that as we seem to, drop back.
Yeah, let's just see.
Quite quick.
It's only been like 35 seconds because we said about the 4-2-3-1.
If you look where Eze is and you look where Riedewald are, they're playing next to each other now, and Luca's playing screening in front of the back four. So I think we've gone to 3 in midfield. No personnel changes.
You're just playing out wide.
So you got Zaha one side and Ayew the other.
Oh, well, I like Wilf being out wide. I guess that's positive.
Yeah, you and I don't quite agree on that, do we?
What?
I prefer Wilf playing as a central forward, but in a team that actually attacks.
Yeah, but that's a problem. We're a team that doesn't attack.
Oh, and see it again. In again. Oh, no. Got away with that.
So yeah, no. The reason why I'm saying he should play out wide is because playing out front, what did he do? No, at least playing out wide, he might have more touches on the ball. That's what I care about, and I think we've seen it in the past. There's nothing wrong with Wilf playing out wide because he was playing out wide for years and years and years. It's more down to the manager himself.
So, question, Diyar, do you think it would be this bad? This is a question from a viewer. Do you think it'd be this bad if the crowd was there today?
I think it can work both ways. If the crowd was there after the first 15 minutes, things would have been toxic, and it depends how the players react. I honestly don't know how these players will react because Hambo, as you might have heard at halftime, I said it. Some of these players are not even playing for a contract because most likely they already know that they're moving on. You know, PVA. Why on earth are we so persistent on starting a player who is going to probably leave us in the next couple of months and leaving one of our young, promising left backs on the bench, giving him no opportunities, wasting him there instead of letting him develop? When, you know, PVA, does he have to play? He's got contracts there. He doesn't have to play for Palace. He doesn't have to earn his contract. And it's not the only player. I'm pretty sure all the rest of these players, they already know that their time is up at Palace. Why would you continue playing them? It doesn't help.
Well, if you look at some of the key players, so you know, Benteke leading the line still. And again, I don't think he's not trying, but
I don't think everyone's like that, but there are some players like that. Like I don't blame them. I guess it's a mental barrier. I guess you already know that you're not going to be here next season, so why on earth would you care as much? Because you're not going to have to pay the consequence in next season.
Yeah.
And right now he's playing for a contract. Like
Gareth said in the chat, the PVA apparently wants to stay, according to his interview with Palace TV. I mean, look, obviously players who are still playing for the club won't generally say during the course of their contract, during the course of the season, that they want to go. Sometimes they do, but generally they won't. Usually if they're not in the team, they say they want to go. That's about it. But there was rumours he was about to sign a 3-year deal with Galatasaray.
Yeah, he better go there, and I think he'll be good there as well. But if he's playing for a contract, if he wants to stay, and if he's playing for a contract right now, how it is, then boy,
Nick has gone with that. I want to punch Roy. I despise him now. That's a big shift for Nick, going towards physical violence.
Is this still? So is it 4-3-3? It is, isn't it? Look at Wilf. He's pissed off. I'm pissed off with you, Wilf. I'm pissed off with you. I feel bad for you at times. Jeez, man. He's got a smile.
He's actually got a smile on it. Yeah, do you see that? A smile when he's obviously changed it very quick. But
the reason why I'm not breaking this laptop next to me is because it's not mine. Luke says, "I'll join you, Nick." Jacob says, "I would want to be PVA, play every single game regardless of how shit I am. I can still play the very next game." Yeah. Says about Roy. Other than Zaha, do we have any players we can get a transfer fee for? No, who? Or if we're talking about realistically who we can sell, I think Wilf can go. We can get quite a bit from him.
Mitchell.
But we don't want to sell Mitchell.
No, I'm just saying.
We're going to have players we can potentially sell. Luca, does he have any value in it? Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hambo, you can't see it, but I look at the mirror after every game. Not after every game, after every time I wake up after a game. And I swear to God, I'm not lying. I get more and more white hair. And I'm only 21. After every game, I am not lying. There's white hair here. It started, you can't see in the camera, but it's popping out. And it never happened. You know, it's never happened watching Palace. And we've never been an amazing side. Roy Hodgson is the reason why I'm aging.
I've got to tell you, mate, once you start seeing one, you know, you start seeing more and more all the time. And then this happens. You know? See?
But Hambo, there's a difference between me and you in age.
Yeah, I know there is. Yeah, that's true. You're a much younger man, and I'm old enough to be your dad.
And that's a problem. I'm not old enough to be a dad. Oh. Anyways, we got the ball. That's a positive. Terrence said as well, Hambo could be your dad. Oh,
When we used to do
those
love
animals.
sport, Aaron used to say I was your football dad.
Yeah, and it worked as well because we never
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
a game away from home.
Exactly right.
I'm sweating more than I was in the first half. I don't know why. Hands are all sweaty. At least we're pressing them. That's a good. Oh, we got the ball back. We're in the box.
hold on. Go
Go
on,
on, Izzy.
Oh, that is deflected pass in the end. There was an opportunity there. But yeah, obviously a bit late when you're 3-0 down. But hey,
At least we were pressing them.
Paul Bristow, Diyar, has said it doesn't count until you find a grey pube. Let us know how that gets on, Diyar. Have a quick check for us. You can knock your camera off and do it now.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You're good. You're right.
That kind of scared me. Because I've never really looked for grayness down there, but I'm fine.
Yeah, well, you can use the light on your lawnmower 3.0 and have a proper look later on and see if anything gleams.
Yeah.
Use the code BOTN to get 20% off at manscaped.com.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
Terence.
Yes, yeah.
Terence chucked in the chat. Shaved them all off with a lawnmower 3.0. Love it.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the next thing that I need to look forward to. Not look forward to, but look at. That's scary. If that happens, I'm going down to Tellus myself, and I'm submitting a complaint because that is just unhealthy.
Yeah. They are. Don't worry, mate. You can dye your pubes. It's fine.
Is that what guys do?
I don't know. I just said it. I'm not sure if they do. Has anyone in the chat got any comments around that? Anyone dyed their pubes at all?
There must be some type of fetish for that. Someone like a blonde pubes or something.
Well, I don't know, mate. I wouldn't advise Googling it.
I'm not going to Google that. I don't want to look at blonde pubes.
Your search history will be ruined forever.
Yeah, I'm going to get weird adverts.
Weirder than you already get, let's face it.
Yeah. But I did say as look, talking about the football, it's not as shit as the first half. We haven't conceded. It's been 12 minutes.
But if they're 3-0 up, they don't have to do anything really. They've dropped 10-15% and they're still created. Still getting in now.
There's actually, you know what I feel bad for? There's actually people like here, me and you can actually talk. We've got the chat here, we can talk a bit more. But there's actually people who's just watching this game, interacting with nobody, and just literally just watching like this. That must be what is watch-alongs? I don't know if I could do that. I'll be honest with you.
No, we had a comment in the chat from MTB Flats. He said only the back of the nest watch-alongs and something else I've forgotten. Oh yeah, and the podcast have got me through this shower of a shit season. Thank you for saying that. We obviously spend a lot of our time doing it. Drives us insane sometimes, so it's glad to know they're appreciated. Ronnie on the road said he blue rinses his pubes. Good stuff, Ronnie. I bet that looks brilliant in the moonlight. Not suggesting you go creeping around naked at night. Well, I am. Let's face it. Earth Extremities wants to know where's your burger and chips this week, Diyar?
I didn't have them. I woke up too late. Oh my days. Yeah. I was gonna have a Domino's. I'm gonna have a Domino's later on. To be fair, that's another thing that frustrated me before is watch along. I was meant to have a Domino's as my breakfast, and I come downstairs and there's stuff already on the table, and it just pissed me off because that meant that I just had to have this. I just had to have the stuff on the table. It would be just today's been such.
You got Domino's in your head, and someone selfishly giving you food already.
I wanted that. I wanted Domino's. I didn't want home food, but anyways. Oh look, James McCarthy is coming on. Come on.
Ideal and Jeff. So who do we reckon's going off? Gyro and Eze. Prediction.
Yeah.
Terence has suggested that he tried to dye his pubes, but the gingerness set them on fire, which was troubling. Kevin has said he'll dye his red and blue if we get a goal. Screenshot that.
Can your pubes get sunburned?
Can your pubes get sunburned? Did you just hear that question you just asked yourself?
No, yeah. The reason why I'm asking is, of course, my beard, it changes color in the sun.
Yeah, okay.
It gets lighter. So does that same thing work with pubes?
I don't know. Yes, apparently. Yes. I checked with my scientist.
That means That's interesting. That means technically, well, it'd be kind of weird if my boobs got sunburnt. But technically, my boobs can be ginger because my beard goes ginger in the sun.
Does it?
Yeah, not really. It gets lighter. So
yeah. Okay. Oh dear.
Yeah, we're just talking about this because we're waiting for McCarthy to come on and change the game. That's when the fun starts.
Exactly. I think everyone appreciates that the football isn't really of a certain quality. Palace fan suggested that his pubes go blonde in the sun, and he found out the hard way. Love it.
So it does happen. That's interesting. Oh, we lost the ball again, by the way.
I want to know what the hard way is to find out. What's the hard? Oh, falling asleep naked in the sun, maybe. Burning your meat and 2 veg.
I'm not too sure, man. You know what? I've got a post-match fan cam. I forgot.
You just don't do it.
We're talking about this game. Yeah, we're going to talk about this game. Back of the pubes. He's taking Diyar off again. I'm recalled for it. I'm not surprised. I'm ready to piss off. I can't be pissed off about that. It's just normal, you know. It's going to happen. McCarthy's here to change the game. Takes off 2 attacking midfielders.
Yeah.
But if that's going to happen, bring on Rack.
Well, exactly. But I mean, he's just not going to do it. I mean, I hope he does, but I just don't have any. There's one more sub left. Excuse me. You know, it's just going to be a like for like sub at some point, isn't it? Really. Let's hope it is Raksaki because you know that'll give us that one little bit of excitement, that one little thing to look for.
Diyar has not.
He'll run with the ball. You know, he'll have a proper go.
Yeah, but I don't think it's more to do with Diyar's performance, to be fair. I mean, last week, Diyar was also the one to go off, and Luka was to stay on when Luka couldn't pass the ball to literally nobody apart from Everton players.
So there, I got the subs exactly right, didn't I? Diyar and Eze.
Yeah.
That's how predictable we are. It's ridiculous.
But it was only 58th minute, so it ain't as bad, I guess.
No, I guess early change, but then what? You know, then what's it for? What's he trying to achieve here? Just still, again, it feels like damage limitation. You know, McCarthy's not going to change anything dramatic. I think Schlupp will give us that bit of pace, but arguably should have happened from the start, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Is it a change of formation? I don't know. Is Wilf up front now, Hambo? Is they back to a 4th? I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, I got distracted. What?
Wilf is on the right. So I don't know if we're pressing them.
He's coming back over to the left now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Jeff has gone and played exactly where Eze was playing.
Yeah.
So tucked in from the left hand side and centre.
We're pressing them. I mean, our press, because we're not a pressing team, we are trying to press them, but it's not as effective.
Yeah, now why the hell now? What's the point now?
It's not even effective anyways, Hambo. Look at this. They just broke our press like it's not even there. It made it worse for us, in fact.
Yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure we don't practice it. We're pressing because it was a pathetic first half and they were just rolling through us, but yeah. We haven't conceded a goal. It's the 60th minute, so 3-0. I'll take it for now. Monty says Sheffield United, West Brom, Fulham will be relegated. Our counter's coming on. I don't know why. I still got faith in Fulham to stay up. I think it's more. I think it's more due to the fact that they got Newcastle on the final day of the season. So if Newcastle don't pick up as many points, which I doubt they will, then on the final day of the season, I feel like Fulham can do it.
Possible.
But if they do go down and Scott Parker doesn't want to stay there, yes or no?
You know my problem. I'm really impressed with him as a manager, but I know it's not important. But when he speaks to the press, he just talks like he hasn't got a brain cell, and and that confuses me because he's clearly got something about him to manage the way he does. But yeah, he's the sort.
Can you pause for like 2 seconds again? Sorry, jump for 2 seconds.
Oh, you want me to pause for 2 seconds on the screen? Yeah. Okay, can do.
Thank you.
1, 2. Pew.
All right, cool. PV.
Here we go.
We'll pass it to who's this? Go Cahill.
So we got Cahill at the back. Yeah, just knocking it around now. Chelsea.
They're not pressing as such.
No, they're not. They're not. They're taking their foot off the gas a bit here. Here's Joel Ward. Take it in the back.
We got the ball still. We got the ball.
Mm.
Let's see. It's a bit too slow. Come on. Do something. Rudiger's hugging Benteke. Foul there. Yeah, it helps us though. It helps us the fact that we can keep the ball a bit more. No, that
All right, Wilf on the left-hand side there.
Where I want him to be. Lucas, push it forward.
Okay.
Wilf, go and create something. Go on. Nice.
Go on, Jeff, hit that in. Put that in.
Go on, Jeff. Go on, Jeff.
Put that in.
Benteke! Come on.
Oh my God!
Look,
Look.
it's no coincidence. What did he
Cross
score?
to Benteke. What happened?
With? What part of his body? He scored with his head. Oh my days! Let me kiss that head of yours, Benteke. 3-1.
Oh,
Let's go, man.
I mean, it's a.
And you got this, Jeff.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. And left-footed cross. So playing him on the right side of the pitch for him. Playing him on the left-hand side, so he can use the left foot to get across him. Benteke taking up a classic Benteke position at the back post, gets across the defender, heads it in 3-1. And it's just come up on the screen, the commentator saying you need to put crosses in the box. How often do we say it? Do I put crosses in the box when you play Benteke? We don't do it. Like 3 times or so we'll do it in the space of 10 games, and he'll tend to get a chance or score in all of them. It's ridiculous.
So let me quickly get the cross stats. We've only put in 5 crosses into the box. They put 28. And one of them led to a goal.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
So Roy looks angry about it. God's
he's
sake,
like,
man.
why did he score? Why did he score? It was like that. It was a bit like that after the that try goal. Well, that's what the camera showed anyways.
We can see this is a bit of energy now. Why does it take this to actually get some energy into the game? That's our first attempt.
Yeah.
And that is a foul. That is a good area. That is a good area.
Hambo, there's a question. MTB Flat says, what have you got in that drawer?
What drawer?
It's not a drawer, I guess, what you got back there.
I'm confused.
The book. You know where the Manscaped is?
Yeah. Well, there's a bookcase and there's DVDs and there's,
yeah, I know you got them there just for the sake of it.
I mean, it's just, I don't have a particular big flat. It's just, do I use what?
DVDs?
Do I use the box? Do I use the DVDs? Sometimes I do. But not really. But not really, because, everything's streaming these days, isn't it, Diyar?
Yeah. Well, they're on the counter-attack now, and he just done Luca. Luckily, Jordy was there. Come on, Paddis. A bit better now. Come on. Push forward. It's a James McCarthy effect. 100%. Look at that. What a pass. Straight to Chelsea.
I'm getting confused. I'm being called a draw rustler. Someone's suggesting I've got a collection of... Oh, Nick's suggesting I've got a collection of my grey pubes. Don't you laugh? Christine says his missus. You in the draw?
No.
No, you're not in the draw. Okay.
Schlapp's come on, had an impact. Benteke scoring a header. 2 things that everyone calls for. Well, not everyone, but Schlapp should start in the Spider side. With the way that we're playing anyways, we need the space. And Benteke should get crosses onto his head because he's very good on air. Imagine Benteke under Sean Dash.
Oh, I mean, yeah, to be fair, I can't argue.
It'll be so typical of us to get Sean Dash and get rid of Benteke.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's the whole thing. We got, someone comes in, we've got to get the right players for them. I mean, it sounds madness to think that a manager who's been here 4 years, these might not be the right players for him, but he doesn't seem to know how to use them properly, does he? Let's face it.
No, he doesn't. But looking at this, looking at Benteke scoring these goals this season, lots of headers. I don't know how many exactly. Does that show that Benteke's performances, his goal scoring drought for the last 3-4 seasons, more down to Roy than Benteke himself? Because when we're putting crosses in this season, he's been finishing them off. And have we put enough crosses in the past to Benteke?
Nope.
So
Because the whole thing about we talk about it so many times, Diyar. He's even said it himself. He prioritises the defensive work that a forward does first. Jordan Ayew plays because of the defensive work that he does. Not because he's running. He's doing things at the right end of the pitch now, but he's been playing right back.
Exactly.
This is the problem. If you start with the mentality of I'm going to pick my forwards because they're good at the defensive work, and the defensive work takes priority. I didn't just punch my table, and then you're sending out the message to your players that defending is more important than attacking. And as again, I go back to the question: there has to be a balance. We've shown it again here: 3-0 down, and halfway into the second half, before we actually try and do something positive about it. We do it. Chelsea have dropped off.
Oh man,
well done, Vicente.
Yeah, Chelsea dropped off with their pressing. We're way more comfortable passing out now. But yeah, we did change the formation, I guess, to 4-3-3. Wolf out wide. That's helped. And more midfielders. But why didn't we do this in the first half? Not from the beginning. I would understand from the beginning. It might have, you never. I guess if you're Roy, you should know how Chelsea are going to play. But just watching, Chelsea were always going to be the dominant side, but we didn't know how effective they were going to be. But why didn't you do this from the 25th minute onwards, when you're 2-0 down already, when it's not working clear?
Save, well done.
What a save, Vicente. Yes. Yeah. Why didn't we do this that early on? We didn't have to wait until half time. That's what I don't understand.
No, you never do. And again, as I said in the first half, part of that comes from the players as well. They've got to take responsibility. Excuse me. I'm not saying there's much of a message coming from the bench about changing anything, but sometimes that's not the important thing. The important thing is the players recognising where the problems are, and they were obvious from 2 minutes in, really, weren't they, Diyar? 2 minutes in, you could see where the issues were.
Oh.
And we're under pressure again now. That goal has woken them up.
I mean, Jordan Ayew's in our own box, which says it all.
But it will open space. If the fact that we've riled them up, there will be space there.
The amount of the shift that Ayew puts in is just crazy. Like, we're talking about Andros when he's on, but Ayew puts in a shift and a half as well. He might always look pissed off, but he's always there to do his shit role. Like, and more. If it was another player, I doubt they'll be in a box defending with the centre halves in the 68th minute of the game, then running forward and trying to help the attack. Like, he puts in a solid shift. Oh, crossing to the box.
Cross this time low, but nobody there. Benteke was already sort of deep and to the side, really, so not really a threat in the middle.
Do you reckon Roy's going to say we played good in the second half?
Yeah, of course. That's his thing. Yeah. And he'll probably...
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it'll be the standard message, won't it? We played a really good team. Sometimes you play a team and they're on form, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure he'll probably trot out the fact that the players weren't good enough in the first half, but rarely will he admit that he got things wrong, which he did in the first half, massively.
Ash says, since Roy's first Premier League match in charge in September 2017, Palace have made 9.9 open play crosses per game, fewest of any current Premier League side. Benteke has 4 of his 6 goals this season from crosses. Yeah, see, it's fewest of any Premier League side, and you got a striker who lives off headers. Like, yeah, it's not that hard to figure out. I don't understand why we don't really put crosses into the box. I think we tried to play like Man City. That's what he tried to say once. And every time I say that, I feel disgusted. Because
he said he wanted to take what Man City do in terms of drilling the ball across the 6-yard box. That was his thing. He wanted balls across the 6-yard box with players rushing on, and that was his whole philosophy. And we just don't have the players to do it, So they work on it in training. You can see it in the training videos. But what's the point if you can't deliver it in matches? Which is it's a harder thing to do. But if you can't deliver it, you do something different. Play to your strengths. And you do think under Roy Hodgson, you look at what Benteke did before Roy joined, and there were definitely times where you can look at Benteke and say, look, he was missing very simple chances. He wasn't doing the work. He wasn't doing the running, and that he should have been doing. And his positional play wasn't great. But you also wonder if we'd just got our act together and got the ball in the box on his head more often, what would his record actually be like? Because it's better this season from the few chances we've given him.
Yeah. I think under that should be scary, but as we're pushing more forward, there's more spaces open. Now, oh, what a block.
Yeah, another block from Cahill. Mixed game from him today, but what he has done well is block everything that he can and thrown himself at it. So he's always going to do that for you.
Yeah, interesting that Chelsea there. It's pretty much. I think it was Mason Mount. He was there by himself. There was no other Chelsea players there. They're a bit more defensive, look a bit more tired, slow.
Yeah, exactly. The movement's not there. You know, lots of 1-2s before, but they're not making those runs anymore. But they don't really have to. They don't have to force anything. But they have woken up a bit. Tried that little 1-2 again there, but foul been given because Lucas spotted it early. And again, that kind of cynicism, that kind of aggressive play to stop it happening is what's needed. But it should have been done much earlier in the game, and we wouldn't have been 3-0 down.
We've got 15 or more than 15 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get another goal. We haven't really created that many chances after that, Benteke. We put some crosses. Be more effective going forward, I guess. I mean, we managed to get into the box, which we struggled in the first half. But yeah, this still too easy. Oh, they've had a couple. Whoa, what's going on? See, the problem is when you try to play like Man City, but you got a manager who plays like, with all due respect, like Bolton. It doesn't quite work. You have to add things. You have to have a manager who works in the training ground and knows what to do. Because it never looks like we play like City type of football, even though we try to play like it. We never forget.
Well, we're too slow, aren't we? Think about it. Yeah. Think about the accuracy of the passing and the pace of the passing. I say every single week. It's like we're not sharp enough. We're not quick enough, and that's the difference. The best teams play possession football, but at such a pace and such accuracy of the passing. How many times we hit a ball, go straight out of play, or it's behind the player that we're aiming for? The best teams, the best players don't do that, and admittedly, we're not one of the best teams, and we don't have the best players, but we have enough talent on this squad to be able to pass the ball to each other and be able to move properly. And we just clearly don't spend enough time on it. We spend way too much time on the shape.
Yeah, John says a proper manager would have given Chelsea a good game today. Please, guys, who do you think the next manager is? Personally, my heart leans towards Eddie Howe. I didn't realize Reece James wasn't playing. That's been a massive plus for us. Jeez.
I think John, recognising John from previous chats, I think he's setting us up for a Thomas Frank question because I think he is Thomas Frank's agent. But I'm kidding. John is absolutely right. He's done a cracking job at Brentford, but I do think we're going to go for Howe, but I would accept pretty much anything right now.
Yeah,
looks like the final sub will be Townsend, by the way. So no sign of the young lad Raksaki. Unfortunately,
yeah. I mean,
despite his amazing name,
it was good that he was on the bench, but I was never too overexcited because I knew what would happen. I guess he's got experience of sitting on a bench, if that matters. Ball, goal kick for us. I'm just hoping I'll win the £50 of pitch football now. How are you doing so far, Christy? I think I flopped after the Man City game. When Leeds beat them.
Yeah, a lot of people would have gone for City to beat Leeds, wouldn't they? In that, I'm not sure if I did. I think I probably did. But there you go. Some lucky Palace fan who's entered our competition is going to win 50 quid.
Tower 1. I'm just going to say Tower 1 power. Tower 1
yeah,
power.
But Tower 1 power.
Yeah, he says, Diyar, we would be better off playing at Bolton and hoofing up the pitch at this point. You're not wrong. I don't know why I keep saying Bolton. We'll be better off playing like majority of the lower league teams, which we've struggled against in cups. Luke says, that's pissed me off now that the youngster has not come on. It's always going to happen, though.
Yeah, if anything, maybe scoring that goal probably put pay to it, didn't it? Because there's still 15 minutes left in the game with plus injury time. And I think maybe the sign that Townsend came on is Roy and the staff thinking they can probably get something out of it. I don't agree, but there we go. I'll be very happy to be wrong.
Yeah, let's see how this works. Jacob says Roy should have walked out this season and stopped tarnishing your reputation here, Roy. You were our saviour, but now you're becoming our villain. Preach. PV gets outdone once again.
Wow, absolutely done, isn't he? And he's still getting done as well. Even there's now Luca's with him, but we can't put a foot in. So, okay, brilliant.
They still got the ball. Lucas like saying, "Come on, press them."
But still, no press. What have we learned? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely.
No, we've got a bit of press there. Got the ball back.
Yeah.
Time we got the ball back. Now all we have to do is clear it because we're not Man City. Thank you. We realise that. Benteke.
That's a heavy touch. Back.
Nice. Yeah, it's a bit sloppy now.
Some washing up going on
15
in the
minutes
background there, dear.
Oh yeah, you can hear it. It's more exciting than this.
Reece James completely through. PVA nowhere near. Back post goal.
I will buy, and I'm saying this again, and I swear you can clip this, and I'm not lying. When people say this, they might be lying, but I will carry PVA on my shoulders to the airport. I'll do whatever it takes. Honestly, whatever it takes, because I can't do this anymore.
So Mount's there, right? But no one's gone to him. PVA is marking nothing again. Not even looked over his shoulder.
I will do whatever.
Why does he get in the team every week? He's even going the wrong way.
Oh,
jeez.
He's full.
I mean, let's not forget as well, Pulisic has just walked over the back post. How the hell was Ward that far behind him? You know, awful.
Truly. Mitch was getting sacked for this.
You know.
If you want to read some comments, you can, Hambo.
You want me to read comments because you're too sad.
Yeah, I just need to calm down 2 seconds.
John Dye has gone. Oh, lots of Hodgson, a few Hodgsons out again, but John Dye has gone with all the media think be careful what you wish for. Difference, guys, is we have good players. Roy is sucking the life out of Palace, and I think that pretty much sums it up. It's very easy for people in the media to sit back and say things like, "Oh, he's doing a great job." But then they're not watching it as intently as we are every week. We're the ones who have to see every week the players underutilized, see the mentality be wrong week after week after week. There's nothing to inspire us. There's nothing to make us think that we're backing the talent in our squad to go out and beat anybody. It just seems to be, Roy uses the word hope a lot, right? He talks about his game plan of keeping things tight and hoping we'll create enough chances to win the game. And it's not about hope, is it? You don't play football and hope. You plan to win games. You don't hope to win games. It drives me nuts. PVA is a joke from MTB Flats. Palace fan, Roy out. You what, fam? Imagine what it's like liking your team. I remember that. Must be nice. Yeah, those were the days, weren't they? Kevin Charles, we've just ordered a lovely curry. Fuck Palace. Good stuff. Daniel Babington Brown has gone with, I imagine Roy will be pleased with what he has seen today. Probably the best we could have hoped for, etc. Absolutely right. Predicting what I'd said. Imagine supporting an exciting team from Harvey Bands FC. Jacob Fairley, unpopular opinion. I love Eze, but he should sit out the next game. Assuming mean. Fairley just needs a break and hopefully get back into the side next game ready to go. Possibly, I think having to play under the current system in the current circumstances isn't seemingly doing very good, but you kind of hope that he might learn something from it. Taylor, that's a hard word to say. Taylor. Anyway, it's sad listening to you guys now. Usually it's lively and fun, but Roy has sucked the life out of all Palace supporters. Absolutely right. Patrick, hi Patrick. Not having fans at Selhurst has given Hodgson an extra year he didn't deserve. Needs to be gone now. I couldn't agree more, and you know that. Evangelos 6 has said, "How can we get battered whenever Oliver is the ref?" Good question, but we also get battered quite often when Roy is the manager. So there you go. Yeah, but good observation. We do have some refs that are a bit of a jinx for us.
It's not a referee, I'll tell you that.
No, it isn't.
It's way more. It's issues bigger than fucking referee. Man. The priorities are just all over the place. Got nothing to play for. We keep playing just a bunch of players who's not going to be here next season and letting the development go to waste for these players. 100 players who's not going to be here next season and won't like. Here's my mum. Yeah, coming here.
Hi, Diyar's mum.
She can't hear you.
Say hi to Diyar's mum.
Hi, Diyar's mum.
She won't be able to hear you, but yeah.
You can pass the message on if you were a good, dutiful son. He's muted now. He was
Because
shy.
didn't want to hit the microwave.
Fair enough. Mitch has gone with anything. I think today shows that Eze needs to play under a system like this for a while in order to develop. All players need to play some defence in the Premier League, and his game needs work there. And I think that is fair. You know, he will gain a lot from it. I do agree with that. But there you go. Frustrating. Few people missing Patrick on watch alongs. Hopefully Patrick will be free and back soon. Yeah, there's nothing nefarious going on. Just waiting for availability to coincide, I'm sure. Palace fan says, hello, Diyar's mum. You want to pass that on as well, Diyar?
Pass. Hold on.
He's now talking to his mum. He'll be talking in Turkish.
That's cool.
Yeah. Kevin is counting down the watch, praying it ends. I know. How is there still minutes left in this game? Why is it going on so long? We could have forfeited. How about that?
Yeah, they should add that. Next season, that should be a rule. When it's 3-0 down, you can just decide to quit.
Yeah. Like in FIFA, right?
Yeah, exactly. When it's 3-0, it should be whitewash.
Rage quit.
Oh.
But then if you think about that, we might have never got Istanbul if that had happened.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I guess. But yeah, from next season onwards, if Roy is the manager, lots of terms apply. That should be a rule. To the back post, yeah, of course, not be marked. Oh my days.
Good block there. Otherwise, what are you laughing at?
Nah, it's some of the comments. Do you see as well?
It depends which one you're talking about.
I think you know what I'm talking
Does your
about.
mum want to be manager? Is it that one?
No.
Is it the one about why did I watch all of this game? I must hate myself. Is it that one?
Oh, do I play FIFA? I do not play FIFA. I've quit FIFA. I uninstalled that shit as well. I hate it with a passion. Next year I'll play FIFA. I hate it. I cannot stand it. It's on par with Roy Hodgson. I cannot stand it. Like it is that bad.
Wow.
But next year I'm going to play FIFA. But it is awful, that game. As bad as Palace.
I think people think I've got a drawer under here. Under here. On the table.
Yeah.
And they're asking me if I'm keeping... I don't have a wife. They're asking me if I'm keeping my wife in that drawer. I'm not keeping a wife in a drawer.
No, just sitting on the floor.
Get back in the drawer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to be knocking in your door in like 10 minutes time. Vicente Guaita. Boots it out, then take it wins the header, and just on a bit. He's offside. I can see it from here. That's his offside.
Yeah, way off, unfortunately.
Yeah, FIFA's been dead since. Yeah, FIFA's been going downhill. But yeah, it is awful this year. It is awful. This whole year, just forget about the football. This whole year has been horrible. Corona, Roy Hodgson. Oh my days. By the way, it's ready.
That is good news. What is it?
I don't even know what it is, but I might as well deliver it because there's nothing. The referees, you stopped the game. What's going on?
What are you doing down there?
Eating chips.
Eating chips.
I'm not.
No, it's too hot. I'm not going to touch that. That can just wait there. Boot up the pitch.
Apparently, I can't say it again. Tapler. There you go. I did it that time. Could you do a beer check like the previous show to get you through these 90-minute snooze fest? Can't really drink that much. Can't drink beer at the moment for sure. Too many carbs.
Yeah, I don't drink as well. I drink this. Water. A bit like Hesketh.
Water. I'd love a Domino's right now, but
Your pie.
I have pie.
It's 4 more minutes to go. I honestly, this is like the worst season to do a watch along.
I'm literally just yeah.
I don't know how
literally
we've
just
done it.
waiting
I don't know
out
how
as
we've
well.
done so many watch alongs this season. It is. Like, there's a reason why there isn't a show. Here we go. 5. Yeah, lucky that you shot. There's a reason why Sheffield United. I'm pretty sure there's no Sheffield United watch along. There's a reason for that. Because I've never seen one, and it's near enough impossible when there's nothing really to talk about apart from the team getting battered. We had our 5 minutes of fame.
We found plenty to talk about today. Think about the stuff you've learnt about beaver anal glands.
Yeah, that was in the first half. We ran out of that.
Yeah.
And we talked about pubes as well. But it's like we're out of topic now.
Yeah, that's true.
What else can we talk about? Talk about Palace finances. We're talking about Palace finances. Let's not talk about transfers because it's a bit too early. What else can we talk about? Kante is such a nice guy. I'll say that.
Is he?
Yeah, Kante is I mean, if you read up about Kante, he's such a humble, nice person. Once he went to watch Match of the Day at a fan's house. He got invited.
Oh yeah.
He drives a Mini Coupe. Like he's down to earth guy. You can't hate on Kante. If you hate on Kante, he just says, he says all about you. You can't hate on him. But yeah. What else can we talk about?
We've got
Leicester next week.
Which should be good.
We've got Leicester next week. That should be fun.
Yeah. How do you think we're going to approach that one, dear?
We've got a Roma manager linked. I don't know if there's any truth in that. We've only had one foreign manager on the parish, right?
Parish. Frank de Boer.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to change it up now. And you can see with the rumours, I don't think he's trying to look abroad. It's always been Sean Dash or Eddie Howe. So.
Yeah, but you never know, do you? You never know quite what's going on.
I think it'll be something different, something exciting if it did happen, but I don't really see it happening. Do you?
What? Sorry? I was
manager coming to Palace.
Yeah, I mean, John was just asking that question in the chat. He said he's heard the next manager is Fonseca. What do you think? As I said earlier, I'd be up for that. Partly because he dressed as Zorro in a press conference, but mainly because it's something a bit different. But I'd be lying if I said it was anything other than whether I'd seen his team play very often. I haven't seen much of Roma. I don't know really what his philosophy is or how the players would fit. But frankly, I don't care right now. I want something different. I've seen Sean Dyche, and you know what my concerns are with him and managing a South London football club, but he's an effective manager. And if he can get that same culture here, get everybody to buy into it, he'd be successful. Howe did play good football. Admittedly, if you look at his last 70 games, he lost something like 46 of them or something like that, which is not great, but we don't know everything that went on at Bournemouth, and with the right structure, he might be good for us. But, anything's got to be better than this right now. And Chelsea again, back post, and he's just not been able to.
That was humble. Thank you, Ziyech. I appreciate that. He thought about stuff. Yeah, there's a reason why I didn't take that shot. He's like, it's too bad already. There's Sport Palace. There's people watching this. Let me not score this. Let's just leave it. Left on purpose. Thank you, Ziyech.
Tower of One Power is trying to combine a previous chat with our current chat. Do you remember the dog circumcision chat we had? He's asking if beavers get circumcised. Who knows, eh?
I mean, if you circumcise a beaver, then it's a bit weird. Don't you have anything better to do?
I would say it's a bit weird. Your connection's breaking up a bit, Diyar. Is that deliberate?
I don't know. It's not deliberate. We've got 2 minutes left. 2 seconds. You can read the chat. Ash said something good there.
Okay, would love a manager who can bring in young loanees and likes a cup run. I think that, you've kind of hit the nail on the head with one of my biggest problems is, if you look at our approach to cup games, first of all, we'll play lower league sides and treat them exactly the same as we do Premier League sides and fail because of it. But, cup runs are what clubs our size need. That's where you get excitement. It only takes a few games and, that little bit of luck. And, you end up going to Wembley. And it's, we don't seem to have any kind of inclination to do anything like that. And bringing in young players, whether they're loanees or whether they're, our own young players. Part of that's part of the Palace way too. We really have lost sight of all of that. We've got we've got a manager who doesn't think about the future. That's the bottom line. And understandably, he's 73 years old. What does he care about the next couple of years or so at Palace? It's not really anything for him to worry about. But to me, it's he has to go, and the only reason for him to not have gone already is if we're simply waiting for the next manager to be free. That's how it feels to me.
About team to
Got like 30 more seconds to go of this. But let us know in the chat what you thought about this game. We'll read them out as well at full time. Also, there'll be a live fan cam where you can join us. Give your thoughts on this. I don't know what thoughts you have about this other than that we will shit. But yeah, see about that. Ziyech is going.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
Ziyech ain't gonna score. He's too much of a nice guy. Yeah, he just dribbled in there. Oh, imagine he scores now. Oh yeah, thank you. PVA, lovely. Sign him up. Is it not? He made a tackle. Yes, it's done.
Yes, it's over.
Come on, let's go. We only lost 4-1. It could have been 6 or 7. Hambo, quick thoughts.
Quick thoughts. Not as similar to what Mitch is saying. Wasn't exactly dissimilar to what I thought it would be. I thought we would go out and hand the initiative to Chelsea. The only question in my head was, would they take advantage of it? And they really did. And in the end, it was just them taking their foot off the gas that stopped it being even more humiliating than it was. 4-1 was deserved. Could have been more. And frankly, I just, I mean, what can you say? Looking at the comment from MTB Flats of good job polishing this turd today. That's what it was. We polished a turd that Roy curled out onto the Sellers Park pitch for us.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts.
Yeah, well, I'll share my thoughts at the fan cam. I don't want to keep this going any longer. It's been good chatting with you, Amber. Good chatting with everyone in the chat as well. We've talked about pubes, talked about beavers. We talked about everything. Try to distract you from the game, but we'll be back next Monday. Hopefully, talking about a Palace win, but I doubt it. But until next time, I'm not going to say up to Palace because I'm drained by saying it, and it doesn't work. So until next time.